3rd and 2. Allen gets rid of it, and Boyd races down the sideline. First down and more. Boyd at the 20, and Boyd will go 72 yards. The longest catch of Tyler Boyd's career.
Timeout in Atlanta. Here is the controversy in the Dolphins-Bengals game. A little shove out of bounds right there. Looks like Byron Jones was in there. Tyler Boyd. There's Xavier Howard, who I think it was Boyd that actually made more contact going out of bounds with Byron Jones. But they get into it there. They both, you know, throw a little something in each other's face masks. And
we started to come on after that 100-yard performance in the win last Sunday. Foles going end zone. Right back to Kelsey, who thought that he was interfered with in the back of the end zone. No flag. Mukamara, who missed on that interception early in the game, was there on the coverage.
Kelsey saying that they turned him and hooked him away from the ball right there. That head around the neck. He was hit before the ball arrived. Now, the official may have said that ball was too high for Kelsey. Oh, Kelsey is hot. Now he's ejected from the game. He's out. There must have been some verbal confrontation. He was hot. In terms of whatever he said to the official is not warranted. And Andy Reid's not going to be happy with this.
We saw the initial flag, and then he continued to jaw. So again,
well, he threw his towel up at the official, and
that's
at
right.
That point, the official showed him the showers.
This is the new.
Look at Andy Reid's not happy with that behavior. It's unwarranted. If you're Travis Kelsey, you got to set a better example. You've got to keep your composure and come back and play on the next down.
We saw Eric Berry come over. This is one of the new points of emphasis in the NFL. Players ejected after multiple unsportsmanlike penalties.
Right. So he said something there, and then there's the flag.
On the offense, both are unsportsmanlike conduct.
So the initial flag and then the second, and that is an ejection.
You know, such a talented player is Travis Kelsey. I mean,
was 10 to 12 play drives. He wanted to see them get on track and not rely on big plays.
Travis LeBoy with a nice hit on Tolbert, no gain on the play. Now Justin Smith's going to get flagged.
Now let me tell you, that's this guy right here, that umpire. That's Garth DeFelice. He's one of the toughest umpires in the National Football League, and he's not afraid to jump in the middle of the fight and break it up, which he was trying to do there. Justin Smith wasn't aware that it was him and kind of gave him a swat. Garth isn't backing away from anybody. He's an old school guy. See him push him right there?
You can't push him. Can't push him. You cannot show any aggression towards an official. As seamless as it might appear, you cannot do that.
Now, and just know it, Justin Smith is not a guy who's prone to that. I mean, he's as good a guy as there is in this league. He reacted, and Garth isn't about to take any of that.
After the play, personal foul on rough, number 94 of the defense. That foul was against an official, and it requires an automatic disqualification of number 94.
Oh, that's huge. He is their best defensive lineman. That's a huge loss for San Francisco.
Poise under pressure, and Justin Smith didn't have it.
In their last 26 possessions, Pryor lost it to the end zone. Intended for Streeter, who was well covered. Kaysen was with him step for step. Now we've got a tussle going on, and a marker is down as well.
Yeah, it's Mike Goodson, the running back, who stepped in on pass protection that got tangled up. And there you see it. He's got his hands up, and neither guy wants to let go. That's Takeo Spikes, who's a guy who's played over a decade.
Hear the verdict from John Perry, our referee.
There are 3 fouls on the play.
that will offset and will replay second down. Pass interference, defense, number 20. Personal foul, number 51. Personal foul, number 25. Number 51 and number 25 have been disqualified.
Wow. You can see Takeo Spikes is very unhappy.
You got to calm down.
And I'm surprised that those guys got ejected, because usually you have to throw a punch or do something like that to get ejected. Now Takeo Spikes might add to it. And I agree with both players. Now that's a tussle, no question. They lost their tempers, but I didn't see any ejectable offense.
Talking to Spikes.
And Takeo Spikes, in his 12th year, he doesn't get too many more seasons to have one end in this manner. And I really didn't see anything on the replay that warranted an ejection, unless one of them made contact with an official in a melee or something like that. And Takeo Spikes may not cool down till March.
Leader of the San Diego defense, and again was trying to reach 100 tackles for the season for the 12th time in his 15-year career. Let's pick up what happened.
Well, that's the beginning of it right there, and it's just, you know, nobody's going to give up. And see,
I don't
nobody's
think
throwing
Spikes,
punches.
yeah, Spikes was not being aggressive there.
Neither one of them. I mean, they're both pushing each other on the face mat, and right there, okay, I don't see why anybody got ejected because of this. And that, I mean, I can see why if they're not going to let up, then you throw the flag and they offset. Why did anybody get ejected there, let alone both guys? I think that's an overreaction by the officials.
We got to see what happened with Jamie Collins. So Collins came over. Oh, he made contact with the official on, okay. He was trying to mimic what he was complaining one of the Bears did to him, and in doing so, no, Jamie, no. Personal foul and an ejection as well. Silly mental error. No problem to complain and no problem to even try and...
Unsportsmanlike conduct. Number 70 of the offense. This is his second foul of the same type in the category. He's ejected from the football game.
This is the new rule. 2 fouls. Watch Weston Richburg as he takes a shot at Josh Norman.
Well, how about Beckham right now? I mean, a guy in the last 2 plays, get him the ball. I mean, he's ready to make something happen. Looked like he was going to score on the play. Right now, they're without Weston Richburg, their center. And that's the new rule that they put in this year, and it came into play in the offseason because of what happened between Odell Beckham and Josh Norman in that game here